Hello, this is a tutorial designed to help graduate students understand what kinds of library resources are available for them. One thing that's important to understand as a graduate student is to know how to conduct a literature review. So much of the material that will be discussed in this tutorial will be designed to help with a literature review and basic kind of electronic research. So we'll be doing that. So we'll talk about how to find articles in your discipline, how to use the A to Z journal list, how to find dissertations and theses, finding more books, and requesting materials via interlibrary loan services. With that in mind, let's recall that we are at the ISU library website, isu.edu/library, and let's get going. In order to find articles in your discipline, I think the best link on our page is this Resources by Subject link. Here you will find lots of different pages. So we've got a business page, a chemistry page, an economics page. So depending on your discipline, your field of study, you want to choose the subject page that's best for you and your research. Say, for example, you are doing research in education. You can come here and you'll see that we have organized this page so that the most important databases appear at the top. That's what we are calling the core databases and indexes. Then further down below, we have other related databases and indexes. Some of these resources are quite specific to education still, but they're not as essential as these other ones at the beginning. We also have reference books and websites that can help you, and depending on the subject, there might be other pages as well. On this page, you will also see at the bottom a list of resources and a list of librarians with their contact information. So please do not hesitate to contact librarians. You can call us on the phone or send us an email, and we'll be glad to help you however we can. For graduate research, you will need to use indexes, and a lot of the indexes do not include the full text. And if you know exactly which database you need, you can just use this database's alphabetic page, and you can go here and find which ones you need. For English majors, the MLA bibliography is an important one to use. That's a good index. There's also the Web of Science database, which is a useful one for many to use. We've got that here, the Web of Science. If you're in biology, Biosis Previews is one of the best indexes that you can use. From the library homepage, we have quite a few links that can be helpful as well with just general research and tips. This Help and Frequently Asked Questions section is a good one. This is where you can ask for help from a librarian. At any time in your research, when you're having any difficulties, you can definitely send us an email this way. You can also call us on the phone, or you can visit us at the reference desk, which is on the first floor of the Eli M. Obler Library. Another page that might be quite helpful is this Cite a Source page. This can help you with citation help. If you need help, you can click on some of these links to find further information about how to cite sources. Another page that might be helpful for you if you need to understand how to use the databases better and understand the Boolean searching strategies. This Boolean searching in library databases can be quite a helpful page to review to improve your strategies for searching the databases. All right, so one thing that you might keep in mind is that we do have some general databases, such as the Academic Search Complete database. It is a helpful one, and it's got articles, scholarly and popular articles on just about any and all topics. So I wanted to show a few things about the functionality of this database, which applies to many of the other databases that you will be using. So let me do a search here, and I'll show you a few things. Notice that I can enter the search terms right here from the home page using this Quick Articles tab. And so these are my terms. I've connected them with AND. You need to remember that you want to just include the most important terms in your search. So if I click search, we'll get some results here. Notice on the left that it's showing that we have 1,464 results. We can limit to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. We can also limit to full text. However, if you are conducting an exhaustive literature review, you probably don't want to click this full text because you want to find the most relevant articles and not just the most convenient. But depending on your research, you may want to choose just more recent articles. So if we click update, then it will reduce our number of results a little bit, not too much, but you get the idea. So let's take a look at some of these results. Look at our article number 4. You'll notice that it does not provide a link to the full text. Down here it would say full text of some kind, but you'll notice that it's got these buttons: find it at ISU Library and display more details about this journal. These links can put you with the full text, so let's give it a try. If I click on this button, let's see if it connects us with the full text. Here we go. Here's the article that we're looking for. Here's the title in the bold-faced font, and you'll notice that here's a link to the PDF. If I wanted this article, I could click on this link and the PDF would download, and I could print it or save it to my computer or jump drive or whatever. Let's take a look at the other button just to see how it works. It's called Display More Details About This Journal. If I click on it, it connects us with our A to Z journal list, which checks all of our electronic and print subscriptions and holdings. So you'll notice that there's a link to Science Direct. There's also a link to our Eli M. Obler library catalog. And so if I were to click on this, it would show me the issues and volumes that we have available on the 3rd floor of the library. So let's click on the Science Direct. When we go here, it looks a little bit different than the last one that we went to. We'll have to pay attention to the volume numbers and the issues. And so if we go back to the tab, we can look and we can see that we need volume 269, issue 17. Now let's go back to the tab we were in, 269, 17, and we click on that, and all the articles in that issue now appear, and we just need to scroll and look through to find the article that we need. Let's look at the article title once more. Measurements of induced activity. So, okay. So, article number 12 is measurements of induced activity, and if we clicked on the PDF, then we could read the article right from there. And this is how you'd find it using those links. Let's take a step back, and if we look at the A to Z journal list, this is where we can enter a journal title that we're looking for. So let me pick one, just Nature. If we enter that in the search, we'll find all the journals in our collection that have the word Nature in them. Now, if we want the one that just has Nature as the only word in the title, then we need to look through this list here and find the page that it will be on. It looks like it would be on page 2. So when we click on page 2, it takes us there. And we would need to scroll down a little bit. And here we have nature listed here. Notice that that it does say embargo. Here it tells us the years, 1997 to the present, and so forth. So when it says embargo, that means that the year's most recent worth of issues are not available. So you could probably find it in the print version of in the catalog. When you are conducting research for your thesis and dissertation, sometimes it is useful to look at dissertations and theses written by other ISU students or previous ones. So you can do that with our library catalog. So from our homepage, with the tab that says Books and More, if you click on Search, it takes you into our catalog. And doing a quick search is probably the best way to do it. The search that I have found to be most useful is this one that says Thesis, Idaho State. And notice that I put Idaho State in quotation marks so that Idaho State appears together. That will reduce the number of irrelevant results. Now we see that we have over 3,000 results of theses and dissertations in the library. And the reason I can tell that these are actual student theses and dissertations is by looking at the call number. All the call numbers that begin with Y are the theses and dissertations within the ISU library system. So one other thing that I think is useful is to browse by department. So let's take a look. If we click on this title here, it takes us to this page, and you'll notice that in the subject headings we've got master's theses at ISU from the anthropology department as well as dissertations. So if I'm interested in looking at dissertations in that department, I can click on this link, and then I can see that there are 30 dissertations that have been assigned this subject heading. And then I can browse these anthropology titles. So one thing that you might notice is that there really aren't a lot of dissertations with this heading before the year 2000 or 2001. There are a few, but not very many. This subject heading wasn't listed until about that time. So if you're looking for older dissertations, you might have to search by title, or you can just go browse on the shelves. That's the other thing I wanted to say, is that you can just go to the second floor and look in the Ys to look at the dissertations if you want to browse. But unlike the rest of our collection, this collection is not organized by subject. It's only organized by the year in which these theses and dissertations were published. So we've got theses from different departments all mixed together. So if you're looking and you want to browse by your department, this is the way to go, this search that I just showed you. Another thing to look for are theses and dissertations published and written by others, not only by those from Idaho State University. So if we go to the database's alphabetic page and we click on D for dissertations, we'll see this database called Dissertations and Theses ANI. It is a ProQuest product. When I click on it, it takes me to the search page, and I can start searching by subject, or I can start searching by author or subject headings. If I go to the advanced search, I can see all the different types of options as well. Some people find it fun to search for their advisors, and you can do that and find their theses and dissertations and so forth. Notice that I've entered some terms, nuclear and physics and health. The database provides me and supplies these options for searching as well, and You can turn off this autocomplete if you don't want that to appear, but sometimes that might be helpful in thinking of different terms that you can use. Now if we click enter, we can see the results listed in this system here. This first title here, it shows us the title. We see the author's name. We see the institution where they did their graduate studies. And we see where some of our terms appeared in a brief abstract. If I click on the title, then it opens up to an expanded record. So here it's opened up, and we can see the 24-page preview. This is in a PDF format. If we scroll down on this page, we can see the acknowledgement section, we can see the table of contents, and the first 24 pages of this thesis and dissertation. So this can be helpful in helping you to decide whether this is something that you want. There is a link here that allows you to order a copy. If you click on that, it will take you to another screen, and you'll want to say that you're an academic person, you're from an academic institution in North America, and if you click on continue, it will show you the options that you can pay for. But notice they do charge $37 to as much as $75 for different formats of this. I would recommend that you not purchase a thesis or dissertation until you've ordered it through our interlibrary loan system, or you've looked on it for a free digital version. And those are available, and I will show you how to do that. There is a site out there called Network Digital Library of Theses and Dissertations. If you enter a Google search for NDLTD, it pops up as the first result. So when we click on it, it takes us to the page. And when we get there, we want to click on For Researchers, Find ETDs. I think that means Electronic Theses and Dissertations. So when we click on that, we want to look for the link that says VTLS Visualizer. And on this next screen, we can then begin searching for the theses and dissertations that we want. If you remember from our last search in the dissertations and theses database, we found this thesis titled System Model of Natural Circulation Integral Test Facility. If we highlight it and we copy it, then we can enter that into the search that into this search page on the NDLTD site. So let's enter it and see if we can find the full text for this thesis. It does show this title in the database, so that's promising. If we click on the title, let's see if that takes us to the full text. And here it's taking us to this page. I've noticed that if you click on this View Source Record, then it takes us to the institution's website. And in some cases, the institution will not give you access. They have a portal that requires a login information, so only those who are members of that institution can access it. But in this case, I think we lucked out and we found a link to the dissertation, the PDF, and it shows that it's 11.73 megabytes. If I were to click on this, then the full text of that thesis and dissertation would appear. Okay, so after clicking on that PDF link, this is the document that is downloaded, and you can see that all 205 pages of this thesis has been downloaded, so you can read it, you can print it. It looks like you can even email it to yourself. Going back to our library homepage, let's take a look at this Find and Explore page. If we click on the More link, it takes us to this page. One resource that I recommend when you need to find more books on your topic is the WorldCat. I won't go in and explain it, but if you need help using it, please ask a librarian and we'll be glad to help you. Other resources that you may already be using are Google Books and Amazon and other online resources for finding books. Those are all good sources for exploring your topic to make sure no one else has written about it. The last thing I wanted to talk about was ordering materials through the Interlibrary Loan Service. From the Library of Quick Links, we've got a link titled Interlibrary Loan Request Form. If we click on that, it takes us to this page, and we need to log in with our Bengal card number and last name. So once we've done that, we're sent to this page, and we can choose to request a copy of a book chapter, copy of an article, or to borrow a book from another library. I'm going to click on borrow a book from another library just to show a couple things. If you are requesting a dissertation from another institution, then we need this information. We need the publisher or university's name. So if it's Oregon State University, then just enter that in this field here. Otherwise, everything that's in the boldface font with the asterisk is required. This section down here that says I found it in, that's where you would say perhaps the dissertations database, or you found it through Google Books or Google or whatever source that told you, maybe your professor. Then put that information down, and don't forget to put your Bengal card number. A few things to remember as far as receiving this. If you order a book, it might take as many as 2 weeks for us to process it and get it here. Then you'd come to the library and pick it up. Sometimes a dissertation is not available, or the institution will not lend their dissertation, but we do have this service that allows you to pay for it, and you'll notice that you can purchase a $30 PDF or electronic copy, or a $33 softbound paper copy. So that's cheaper than the dissertation database service. So just that's an option that you might consider. When you request articles, they are asking that you select on the form Web Article ISU Campus. If you're a distance user, you need to choose option number 5, Article Distance. And typically what happens when you order an article is that it gets converted into a PDF format, and then you can receive an email from the Interlibrary Loan Service, and then they give you a link to our server where you can download the image. So you'll be given 14 days or 5 views, whichever occurs first. So be aware of that, and if you've accessed it 4 times and you've had difficulty or haven't been able to download it, make sure that you report a problem and give us a call, and we'll be glad to help you. Again, my name is Spencer Jardine, and I want you to feel welcome to contact me if you need any help. Remember that you can ask a librarian for help. You can call us on the phone at this number, or you can visit us at the reference desk on the first floor.